Hello all, welcome to RN classes Chalk and Talk. Welcome to the class, and this class is presented by me, Indu Vadivalagar. I am a fisheries graduate and I am pursuing BA Sociology. I am handling classes for the UPSC students for the past 1 year. In this video, we are going to see the chapter 7 from 6th standard Geography NCERT. The chapter name is Our Country, India. What are the topics we are going to see in this chapter is the physical features of our country, latitude and longitudinal extent of India, our neighboring countries, and also I give you some information about time zone. Finally, we conclude with corals and how the coral islands are formed. Let's start the class. First, in this slide, you can clearly see the image showing physical boundaries of our country. In the north, we are bounded by the Great Himalayas, and in the west by Arabian Sea, in the east Bay of Bengal, and in the south we are surrounded by Indian Ocean. This is our boundaries. Next, we are going to see some facts about our country. What is our area? That is our territorial extent is 3.28 million square kilometer, and our north-south extent, that is from Ladakh to Kanyakumari, it is about 3,200 kilometer, and in the east-west extent from Arunachal Pradesh to Kutch in the Gujarat, it is about 2,900 kilometer. India is known for its diversity. We have mountains, desert, plains, plateaus, coastal islands, coastal plains and islands, etc. Not only we have physical diversity, we have great varieties of climatic conditions, vegetation, wildlife, the language we speak, and the way of life, that is our culture. Another most important fact is that India is the second most populous country of the world after China. Next, we are going to see about our locational setting. If we divide our globe into hemispheres, this is northern hemisphere, this is southern, this is eastern and western, where India is exactly located. As a country, we completely located in the northern hemisphere, and in the longitudinal wise, we are in the eastern hemisphere. What is our extent? Our latitudinal extent is about 8 degree 4 minutes north and 37 degree 6 minutes north, and our longitudinal extent is about 68 degree 7 minutes east to 97 degree 25 minutes east. We all know that 23 degree 30 minutes north is called as, this latitude is called as Tropic of Cancer, while the 23 degree 30 minutes south is called as Tropic of Capricorn. This 23 degree north latitude, that is Tropic of Cancer, passes through our country, cutting our country into a equal halves. In the previous slide, we saw the extent, our longitudinal extent, that is 68 degrees 7 minutes east and 97 degree 25 minutes east. This extent covers 29 degrees. That is, in our country, 29 lines of longitudes passes. 29 degree this is a longitude, or we call this as longitudes or meridians. Due to this, we have wide differences in our local time, especially the two extreme places located in a country. The time difference is about 2 hours. Due to this, to have a common time, we taken a particular meridian as a prime meridian to calculate our Indian Standard Time. Before we are going to see Indian Standard Time, let me give some informations about time zones. The image showing here, see the red color line passes through London. It is called as prime meridian. This 0 degree longitude or prime meridian is called as Greenwich Mean Time. This meridian is taken as a standard time for the whole world. From this, we are calculating our times. For example, imagine you are in London and time there is 12 noon. You have two friends. One of your friend is 1 degree east from you and one of your friend is 1 degree west from you. Ask your friend 1 degree on your eastern part. The time there will be 12:04 p.m. That is 4 minutes ahead of you. The friend who is on your western part, when you ask the time, he will tell you the time there will be 11:56 a.m. That is 4 minutes behind you. This is how our time works. This is how we calculating our times. From this we can understand whenever one moves towards east from any meridian, the time increases, and if we one moves towards west from any meridian, the time will decrease. Next, we are going to see some information how these meridians work. Because a country like Russia, they have vast east-west extension. If we take India, there are 29 meridians or longitudes passes through our country. It is not logical to have such 29 local times, right? That's why we are taking a particular meridian to calculate our standard time. These meridians are selected in multiples of 15 degree or 7.5 degree. It is done in such a way that the variation of standard time from the Greenwich is expressed either as 1 hour or half an hour. To express the Greenwich in the difference in 1 hour or half an hour, we selecting these meridians in multiples of 15 degree or 7.5 degree. Worldwide, we have 24 time zones. Large countries like Russia, sorry for the poor diagram. Large country, if we take this as Russia, they have vast east-west extension. Due to this, they do not have a single standard time. For example, Russia has 7 time zones. Likewise, USA has 7 time zones and Canada has 6 time zones. When we come to India, we have Indian Standard Time. How it is calculated? We set a prime meridian, that is 82.5 east degree east longitude is taken as our prime meridian to calculate the Indian Standard Time, because the two extreme places on our country in the east-west direction, the two extreme places, the time difference will be 2 hours. To have a common time for our whole country, we taken 82.5 degree east as our prime meridian to calculate our time. This is how Indian Standard Time works. Next, we are going to see about our neighboring countries. In this map, you can clearly see our neighboring countries. What are they? Pakistan, Afghanistan, China, Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, Myanmar. And also we having island neighbors such as Sri Lanka and Maldives. Bangladesh has the longest border with us, sharing longest border with us, and Afghanistan shares shortest border. Why India is called as peninsular country? The definition of a peninsula is any piece of land that is surrounded by water on three sides is called as peninsular. Hence, India is surrounded by water bodies on its three sides. That's why India is called as peninsular country. Next, we are going to see about our physical divisions. First, we are going to see mountains. Our India have the most important mountain, the Great Himalayas. The Great Himalayas is further divided into main three parallel ranges. The northernmost is the Himadri, the southernmost is the Shivalik, and the middle range is called as Himachal. In the Himadri, world's highest peaks are located. In the Himachal, most famous hill stations were located. Next, we are going to see about plains. The northern plain. It is located south of Himalayas. As the name suggests, they are level and flat in topography. How they are formed? They are formed by the alluvial deposits. The Indus, Ganga, Brahmaputra and their tributaries deposits their alluvial in their basins. That's how these northern plains are formed. If you ask a question why the plain areas are always highly populated, this is because the alluvial soil is rich in content. They provide a fertile soil for the cultivations like agriculture and many other cultivations. Due to this, the people who are staying there have a very good economy. That's why the plains always have high concentration of population. Next, we are going to see about desert. There are two types of desert, hot desert and cold desert. In India, we have the Great Indian Desert. It is dry, hot and sandy in topography. Why every desert have very little vegetation? Because of scanty rainfall or very less rainfall, they have very little vegetation. Next, we are going to see Peninsula Plateau. This triangular region covers our Peninsula Plateau. They are highly uneven in topography. You can see lot of hill ranges in this Peninsula Plateau, and Aravalli range is one of the oldest range of the world, and it providing a northwest border to this Peninsula Plateau. The Western Ghats acting as a western border and the Eastern Ghats acting as the eastern border. Another two important ranges, Vindhya and Satpura ranges. Through this, the two most important west flowing rivers such as Narmada and Tapti drains into the Arabian Sea. In compared to the Eastern Ghats, the Western Ghats are almost continuous while the Eastern Ghat is broken and uneven. These plateaus are mostly rich in coal and iron ore. The Western Ghat is also called as Sahyadris. The adjacent areas to these Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats lies the coastal plain, Western coastal plain and Eastern coastal plain. This Western coastal plain seems to be narrower in compared to the Eastern coastal plain. The most important east flowing rivers are Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri. These rivers drains into Bay of Bengal. They form deltas. What is mean by delta? Delta are triangular in shape, and it is an area of land formed at the mouth of the river. Mouth of the river is nothing but a point where the river enters into the sea. This point is called as mouth of the river. Here these rivers forms delta and it is triangular in shape. The most important delta is Sundarban Delta formed by Ganga and Brahmaputra. This Ganga and Brahmaputra flowing into the Bay of Bengal. The Sundarban Delta is also the world's largest delta. Next, we are going to see some definitions. We dealt with delta, and alluvial deposits are nothing but very fine soil brought by rivers and deposited in their river basins. Another two important definition is one is tributary, another one is distributary. Tributary is a river joining the mainstream. That river is called as tributary, and when the river leaves the mainstream river, this river is called as distributary. One river enters, it is called as tributary. When one leaves, it is called as distributary. we came to the last topic of the lesson, coral island. First, we have to know what is coral. Corals are skeletons of tiny marine mammals called polyps. It is like this, and these marine polyps are formed consist of symbiosis algae called zooxanthellae. What is it is called? Zooxanthellae. This zooxanthellae makes these polyps live. When the living polyps die, their skeletons are left. This hard from above this hard skeleton, other polyps started grow higher and higher, thus forming these kinds of coral islands. Thus, we came to the conclusion. Thank you all. Thank you for listening and watching.